Wow. There is a lot to say on the political backdrop today, right? And I think again, the will of the people just can't be stopped. I mean, I think, for to see someone like a Stacey Abrams who literally, the governor race in Georgia was taken from her. And as opposed to kind of whittling away and having such a sense of, frustration and hatred about it, she chose to do something about it. And so, completely, obviously she has always been an advocate in terms of, voter election, but to stand up, fair fight, voting effort, and to do it with such an amazing vision and leadership, and just with a sense of collaboration across the entire state. She didn't just do it in Atlanta. I mean, it was literally end to end on the state. I think it just really speaks to the power of what an individual can do. And I think that has always been the backdrop of who we are as a people, right? I think, enduring challenging times, has always unfortunately been our history, but it's what we do in those times that I think really speak to who we are. I often, say that, out of chaos comes creativity. Out of chaos comes, you have to be resourceful. You have to be, have a sense of ingenuity, but you always go back to who you are. As I stated earlier, regardless of where I worked, whether it was P&G or Coca-Cola or wherever, I always knew who I was, not where I worked. And I think these, conditions that we find ourselves in, you have to have something that you can tether back to that's bigger than any one thing or any one incident. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing just such a sense of beauty and strength and resilience. That, you just kind of say, wow, like, how do we do it, every time? And what, you know, um, Black women have done in terms of this election and just kind of the Black community as a whole. I think it is just really a testament to who we are. And I think, again, it goes back to the spirit of what you get and type of the love and support that you get at a Howard University. You get those kind of deposits in you as an individual, so that when you leave and you go out into the world and you find yourself in these types of situations and environment, you always have to go back to who you are. And I think we're just seeing that, which is, again, so powerful to see, it play out in, kind of what we're going through by way of this election.
So I really do believe that having attended Howard University, um, it it frames the black woman in a black man's mind as a leader. At Howard, so many black women were the smartest in class, were student body presidents, were leaders of organizations, not just their own sorority organizations, but organizations where men were a part of too. And it was never a question on whether a woman can lead uh, you or your community or your student body or anything. It was really based on merit. That's why I call Howard a Wakanda in many ways. And what I have seen through this election cycle, and really even before the election cycle, for the last 4 years, black women have been, without question, the leaders of the black community. They have been the most vocal, they have been the most fearless, they have been present whenever something has gone wrong. The last 4 years are concerned, from 2016 to 2020, black people have felt left out of the conversation. We have had to fight to be heard. And it wasn't until 2020 and COVID hit, and everybody was forced to sit down and be quiet and watch, whether it's on your phone or whether it's on TV, a man slowly lose his life to abuse of power. And finally, now people realize there's a problem. And for the first time in my lifetime, I feel like it's not just black people talking to each other about this problem anymore. It's not us yelling at the top of our lungs and nobody listens, nobody hears. Finally, people were listening and people were hearing because they were forced to. So it's weird how this year has played out, how 2020 played out, because in a very weird way, through this horrible, horrible misfortune of a pandemic that has affected so many people's lives, negatively. So many lives have been lost unnecessarily. And so many people of color who were on the front lines, whether it be working at your grocery store or in a hospital, trying to save people's lives. We have been hit the hardest by this. And it has amplified our voice to the point where people realize enough is enough. So I am amazed at how 2020 has played out as a year. I literally don't know what to expect day to day. But I do see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I pray that it is a light.
Yeah.
It is not, something else. But yeah, because anything can happen in 2020.